first chance of the game. It's special. What a goal.
Madueke and Odegaard start as Gyökeres dropped. 4 Arsenal changes for Everton trip. Eberechi and Victor Gyökeres could both be dropped for Arsenal's trip to Everton this weekend. Arsenal are preparing to face Everton in the Premier League this weekend, with a big response needed following the concerning performance against Wolves. Despite winning the game narrowly, the Gunners had to rely on a late own goal to claim all 3 points against the division's bottom club. It sparked a frustrating reaction from both fans and the players as Martin Odegaard and Declan Rice made their feelings clear after the game. Mikel Arteta has enjoyed a first midweek off from action for the first time since the week of August 25th. He has been able to work closely with his players for the first time on Tuesday, allowing the squad a rare couple of days off. However, the attention turns now to the weekend, where the Toffees await their arrival at the brand new Hill Dickinson Stadium. Arteta is able to make several changes for the game, some obvious, some more debatable. Ricardo Calafiori has served his one-match ban, while Ben White's injury means he is almost certainly going to be the one to make way from the starting back four against Wolves. Eberechi was largely ineffective against Wolves and, therefore, prompts the return of captain Martin Odegaard to the starting 11. After Eze's struggles on the left at Aston Villa, it wouldn't make sense necessarily to move him there either for this away trip. Noni Madueke has been given a full 10-day break for his brilliant brace in Brugge and comes into the left flank. Bukayo Saka almost single-handedly won the game against Wolves and is undroppable for Arteta. The big call is at centre-forward, where Victor Gyökeres came off after blanking in his 5th consecutive appearance. Gabriel Jesus was crucial to the winning goal, forcing the own goal from Yerson Mosquera, and has impressed in his 2 cameos since returning and therefore could be in with a chance to start on Merseyside. 6 players miss return to Arsenal training as Mikel Arteta given fresh headache. Mikel Arteta has welcomed back his Arsenal squad from their 2 days off on Tuesday, but some players are still yet to return as they continue working back from injury. Arsenal's players have returned to training at the Sober Realty Training Centre after being granted a couple of days recovery following the victory over Wolves. The emotional victory courtesy of Bukayo Saka's to deliveries has been widely criticised, with internal reflection and self-criticism understood to have took place in the wake of the final whistle. It was a performance which did not reflect the club's standing in the Premier League and Champions League tables, and certainly not that of a side with ambitions to win the biggest honours. There have however been some mitigating circumstances for Mikel Arteta, particularly the injuries facing the group at present. As such, while many of the squad are thought to be involved in the sessions, some are still working their way back to fitness, and as such their efforts remain inside with the physio and rehabilitation team. Mikel Arteta dealt fresh blow as Arsenal discover Ben White injury timeline. Mikel Arteta suffered another major blow to his already thin Arsenal squad after Ben White picked up an injury during the 2-1 victory over Wolves at the weekend. Mikel Arteta has suffered another setback. Ben White looks to be sidelined for at least a month after picking up a hamstring injury against Wolves at the weekend. White underwent a scan on Sunday and has only recently returned from a lengthy injury layoff. However, he has been forced to start Arsenal's last 4 matches in the space of 10 days due to injuries picked up by a number of the Gunners' backline. The defender, who also suffered a different hamstring injury at the start of the season, was replaced by Miles Lewis-Skelly during the first half of his side's 2-1 victory at the Emirates Stadium, and he is now facing at least a month on the sidelines. Asked about White's injury following his side's win on Saturday night, Arteta said, "That is bad news, for sure. It looks like a hamstring, so we don't know the extent of that, but probably tomorrow or the day after we will know more. He hasn't played a lot of minutes because of the previous knee issue that he had. Then the moment that he started to get some momentum, he had to play a lot because we didn't have any other solution. We had to even risk today William Saliba, because probably it wasn't the best call to play 90 minutes. We were buying tickets for another injury, but we don't have anybody else. White's injury adds to Arsenal's defensive woes, with Arteta already without Christian Mosquera and Gabriel. Mosquera is set to be out of action until potentially mid-January and landing awkwardly during the Gunners' clash with Brentford earlier this month. He was spotted wearing a protective boot at the Emirates on Saturday. Meanwhile, Gabriel, also expected to be sidelined until late December with a muscular injury of his own suffered during the international break last month. Elsewhere, Saliba returned to the fold at the weekend, having missed a number of games through an ankle knock. Kai Havertz has also missed the majority of the season through a knee injury and is not expected to return until later this month, while teenage sensation Max Dowman recently sustained an ankle ligament injury. The Gunners head to Hill-Dixon Stadium this weekend to take on Everton with a 2-point lead at the top of the table. However, Arteta's side did need Yerson Mosquera's stoppage time own goal to secure them all 3 points against bottom of the table, Wolves last time out. It was a roller coaster, Arteta said after the game. The longer the game went on, they had hope, and we had to accelerate our game and take more risks. We did find a way, and that's a very positive thing. If not, we'd be very frustrated, and rightly so, but there are things to improve obviously.